Should you feed milk to your cats, or is it bad for them? We're gonna find that out today. Now, growing up, we always gave our cats milk and they seemed to love it, but just because it tastes delicious and they were happy to do it, doesn't mean it's necessarily good for them. So I decided to do some research. What I've discovered is the main problem is milk's lactose. And just like you might have some lactose intolerant friends, lots of cats are lactose intolerant. The difference here is that lactose intolerance tends to be the norm. The only time most cats are exposed to milk is when they're babies. To process lactose, kitties' digestive systems have the enzyme lactase. As kitties grow, their bodies produce less lactase, which means it's harder for them to digest the milk. So if you give your cats milk, what's the problem? Well, the biggest problem is usually diarrhea, which nobody wants to mess with. Other problems might be like an upset stomach or possibly even vomiting. Some of you might be thinking, well, I've given my cats milk plenty of times and they've never had a problem. And that's true, some cats can tolerate milk just fine. So what does this all mean? Well, you can try giving your cat a tablespoon or two of some milk and just wait a day, and if you don't see any symptoms, they might tolerate it just fine. If they don't tolerate milk very well, you can try some other treats like, I don't know, yogurt or possibly cheese, because they have less levels of lactase and might actually be easier to digest. However, treats like this should be somewhat rare and only be like 5-ish% of a cat's diet. Alright, 2 more quick little notes. Cow's milk is not a substitute for mother's milk. It doesn't have the same properties as a real kitten's mom's milk. If you do have a young kitten that still needs milk, various vets and pet stores sell milk replacers. As always, make sure you talk to your local vet for proper cat and kitten care. Finally, milk is not a substitute for water. Make sure you keep a lot of that around the house to keep your kitties healthy. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful to you. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'd love to hear from you.